Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, Kwahala Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Bashem Kwakwadash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim out there in the highways and byways, noise in this road abroad all around the world, to the spirit and power of our Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So I want to talk about this podcast that I was listening to. It was an Edomite interviewing a Native American Indian, which they are of the tribe of Gad, by the way. For those teaching that the so-called North American Indians are not Israelites, you just need to just stop teaching this word, period, because, the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua isn't dealing with you. But getting into this podcast, there was this Gadite that was talking about, they're one of those Hopi prophecy, Native American Indians. So this Edomite was interviewing him, and he was going into the prophecies on how this society would start to get destroyed, which just like I said, that just proves that the North American Indians are the tribe of Israel, are Israelites, from the tribe of Gad, like the prophecy states that a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. That's talking about the Gadites, talking about the so-called North American Indian. But so the Edomite was asking him questions about, when would these prophecies take place? And he was saying that these prophecies are taking place as, we speak, and it will begin to increase, as the years go on. And he was talking about how the lions and all the animals was going to start turning on people, and that there were going to be, insurrection amongst, people fighting, which, I don't know if they're watching the head apostles on down, but more than likely they are, like everybody, is watching the head apostles on some way or another. It all goes back to the head apostles on down. Because we're in that time, we're in a time where these prophecies will start to come to pass. The society, America will start to crumble, get destroyed, so we're in these times now. So one of the things that really caught my attention on this interview was this Edomite had the audacity to tell the Gadite, is there any possible way that these prophecies could be reversed and that these prophecies are not going to happen? So pretty much the Gadite said, hell no, there's no way, The Gadite was like, there is no way that these prophecies will be reversed, because these prophecies are not going to be reversed. These prophecies are going to come to pass, and they're going to take place, There is no reversing these prophecies. These prophecies will come to pass, thus saith the Lord, Prophecy will come to pass, thus saith the Lord. So there is no way that these prophecies will be reversed or turned back, But that's the thing with Esau. He wants to try to get out of his judgment. He wants to try to get out of his out of his judgment. He wants to try to keep hold and try to keep his rulership. But the prophecy states right here, because you Edomites, you're not getting away from your judgment. And especially what you did onto the nation of Israel, you're not getting out of that. There's just no way possible that you're getting out of it. So this is what the scripture says here in the book of Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 12. For thus saith the Lord, behold, they that whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken, And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? You know. So a question is being asked here: are you going to go unpunished? Because they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup has surely drunken. And who is that talking about? The nation of Israel. Because we was not meant to drink of that cup. But because of our disobedience of our forefathers, breaking the law, statutes, and commandments, we had to suffer those curses. We had to go through the curses of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, So the Most High had put our enemies over us for our disobedience that our forefathers did. But now, you, Esau, on the other hand, here it is, you're not keeping not one law according to the Bible, and not one law, You're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and you took it upon yourself, you said that the Bible was the law of the land, but you're not keeping it. So, therefore, you're going to pay not only for putting your hands or for furthering the affliction of the nation of Israel, which consists of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native, and similar Indians. Not only are you going to pay for the atrocities or for the slaughter and persecution that you put us through, but you're also going to pay for breaking the law, statutes, and commandments. Like the scripture says in Deuteronomy, I believe 30:7, that the Lord, that God would put all these curses upon our enemies. And you, Esau, Edom, you so-called white people, you are our enemy. So you're going to go through these curses as well. You're going to suffer atrocity as well. And there is no turning back the prophecy, The prophecy will not be reversed. So you could miss it. You can miss me with that one. All right? Because you're going to have to suffer and you're going to have to pay for what you have done. So there is no reversing the prophecy. The prophecy will come to pass, thus saith the Lord. So I'm just getting that scripture real quick. So it's the book of Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11. And it reads, "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth, and it shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper into whereto I sent it." So the Lord said that that these prophecies are not going to return unto the Lord void. That these prophecies will come to pass, and it will happen. So like the guy I was saying, he was saying that America will eventually be destroyed. And before America gets destroyed, that all these like atrocities, like the famine, no food, the animals coming and turning on people, eating people, killing people, So pretty much he said all these things and these prophecies, and it's all of what he spoke about is all in the scriptures, because the scriptures talk about a famine, great destruction, great tribulation, So everything the guy that was saying was on point, was right on point, And it ties in with prophecy, which is the scriptures, you know. So I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rukwakadash. And I'm going to say Shalom.